Super Bowl 14 was a confrontation between pro football's greatest team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the league's most surprising, the Los Angeles Rams. For 3 full quarters and 10 minutes of the fourth, kid quarterback Vince Ferragamo matched Terry Bradshaw pass for pass, big play for big play, touchdown for touchdown. In the best Super Bowl so far, the Rams won respect, but not the ball game. Georgia Rosenblum made NFL history by becoming the first owner to lead a team to the Super Bowl in just one season. Her confidence and poise won respect throughout the league, just as her football team won respect. For Georgia and head coach Ray Malavasi, it was a fitting climax to the most remarkable season in the Rams' 42-year history. A season of high and low drama that peaked with the team's great performance in the Super Bowl. The season of '79 began amid the sweat and strain of summer camp, with the Rams odds-on favorite to win the West for a record-breaking 7th straight time. But once the season was underway, the certitude of Rams fans and players gave way to a new reality. Los Angeles would not dominate their division as they had for the past 6 seasons. Their schedule contained no laughers, as the Rams lost more often than they won. One play against San Diego served to symbolize their futility, as opportunities were squandered and playoff hopes dimmed, much to the chagrin of fans, players, and coaches alike. But there were solid reasons for the yawning start. The team picture was a portrait in pain, as wholesale injuries removed 19 players from the roster. At times, it appeared more athletes wore civvies on the sidelines than uniforms of blue and gold. Of the 4 team captains that took midfield on opening day, only one was left at season's end, Jack Youngblood, who played with a broken leg. The offense was hit hardest. Pat Hayden and Vince Ferragamo both suffered broken throwing hands. John Cappelletti was finished before the season began, while Lawrence McCutcheon never regained pre-injury form. John Williams and Doug Smith were subtracted for the season, and all-pro guard Dennis Harrah missed time with a broken leg. Both regular receivers, Ron Jesse and Willie Miller, went down with serious leg injuries, while Billy Waddy had a hamstring that hampered him until late in the year. For the second straight season, number 34, Elvis Peacock, a number 1 pick, was lost for the year, robbing the Rams of his much-needed breakaway speed. The unprecedented string of injuries also ripped the defense. Number 27, pinwheeling Pat Thomas, tore a calf muscle, while his counterpart, Rod Perry, hurt a knee. Starting tackle Cody Jones and Carl Eckern went out for the year. Finally, there was the celebrated fracture by Jack Youngblood. Despite the serious injuries, there were some early memorable moments. On a Thursday night in Denver, Dave Elmendorf's blitz sacked Craig Morton, causing him to fumble. Middle linebacker Jack Reynolds, behind a block by number 59, Bob Brzezinski, crawled into the end zone for the TD that gave the Rams a hard-fought 13-9 win over the Broncos. It was rock-ribbed defense at its best, but nothing compared to what took place in the Kingdome several weeks later. The Rams held the explosive Seahawks to an NFL record -7 yards of total offense. This second of 3 shutouts for the season was so awesome, the Rams had the ball for 45 minutes on offense as Pat Hayden completed 13 consecutive passes while leading the attack to nearly 500 yards. But just when Hayden had reached the top of his game, he was lost for the season. Raw rookie Jeff Rutledge suddenly found himself at the controls. In Chicago's Soldier Field, rookie Rutledge made his starting debut. Sparked by the rookie's passing and the longest Ram run in 7 years, a 63-yard romp by Wendell Tyler, behind devastating blocking, the Rams jumped out to a 16-point lead. The special teams joined in when Nolan Cromwell blocked a punt and Jim Jodat picked up the prize for a quick 6. But just when it seemed the Rams would win their second straight, events showed shadows still hung heavy over this team. 2 interceptions led to a fourth-quarter come-from-behind win for the Bears. The defeat was LA's 6th in 11 games, and with the season 2/3 over, it seemed certain the Rams would miss the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. With so many regulars injured, nearly everyone gave up on the team, except the Rams themselves. The turnaround came in the Coliseum. Vince Ferragamo, broken hand healed at last, made his first professional start and led the Rams to victory. Ferragamo beat Atlanta's blitz twice for touchdowns, and the team regained first place in the NFC West. The next week in San Francisco, Ferragamo passed to Wendell Tyler, who slipped 2 tackles for a 71-yard touchdown, the longest of the year. Candlestick Park marked the Ram debut of veteran quarterback Bob Lee, who hurled the winning touchdown to receiver Ron Smith. Los Angeles had not only won its second straight, but had added stability to its quarterback core. Next, against arch-rival Minnesota, Lee's acquisition again paid off with a bomb to Preston Dennard. The special teams continued to glitter when number 37 Ivory Sully spiked a Viking punt and Joe Harris returned it 31 yards for a score. It was LA's 3rd touchdown of the year with a blocked kick. Despite the heroics, however, the game ended in regulation time, tied at 21. The Rams' hopes for the playoffs now hinged on sudden death.
The Vikings are going to go all out after the Rams, and Corral has to get that kick up quickly. One of the biggest kicks of his career coming up now as the Rams' playoff chances hanging in the balance. Sudden death overtime. Here's the snap. The placement. The kick is... It's a fake! It's a fake! Going to the end zone! A touchdown for the Rams! A touchdown for number 21, Nolan Cromwell! And the Rams win in sudden death overtime!
Next, in Atlanta, Los Angeles moved into high gear. Led by the passing of their young quarterback, the Rams set a new NFL record by winning their 7th consecutive division title with a romp over the Falcons. All facets of the team came together. Brilliant offense and relentless defense, which caused 6 quarterback sacks and 5 Falcon turnovers. One score came when number 53 linebacker Jim Youngblood produced his 2nd touchdown interception of the season. The Rams had overcome a horrible start and unprecedented injuries to enter the NFL playoff picture for the 7th straight season. The Rams' path to the playoffs was paved by great defense. It featured a superior secondary, superb linebacking, and an overpowering front 4 of Jack Youngblood, Mike Fanning, Larry Brooks, and Fred Dreyer. While perennial All-Pro Youngblood is the captain and emotional leader, Dreyer, number 89, represents intelligence and speed. For this is a unit characterized by brains as well as brawn, confusing offenses and wrecking blocking patterns so often it led the NFC in sacks with 52. To enemy quarterbacks, the Ram defense was an avalanche of blue and gold from which there was no escape. The injury-shredded offense was severely hampered by the subtraction of Pat Hayden and his 2 talented targets, Willie Miller, number 82, and Ron Jesse, number 81. The key to the season was the emergence of young replacements like number 88, Preston Denard, who started 11 games and led the team in receptions. Further proof of team depth came from the Rams' rookie trio of Hills. Number 87, Drew Hill, number 24, Eddie Hill, and starting guard, Kent Hill. Number 87, Drew, was a low-round pick who started several games at wide receiver, while number 24, running back Eddie, was a 2nd-round choice in the draft. But the top of the Hills was number 72, Kent, a number 1 pick who made it big on what well may be the best offensive line in football. Youngsters like Hill and Jackie Slater joined 3 All-Pros. Center Rich Saul, number 61, tackle Doug France, number 77, and guard number 60, Dennis Hercules Hara, in consistently clearing a path for Ram running backs. The blocking of fullback Cullen Bryant, number 32, paved the way for Wendell Tyler's 1,100-yard season. Bryant, who replaced John Cappelletti, has the body of a lineman and blocks like one, escorting Tyler around the corners so well, the scatback from UCLA led the NFL in rushing average with 5.1 yards a carry. But the big story on offense was the young man with the face of a matinee idol, but the inexperience of a rookie. With Vince Ferragamo standing tall and strong in the pocket, L.A. won 4 of the 5 games he started at season's end, and it was now apparent the fate of the Rams rested on his right arm as the NFL playoffs loomed ahead. Against Dallas, the Rams attempted to erase the stigma of being December dropouts. Every man knew the success of the season would be measured by his performance in the playoffs. Vince Ferragamo calmly and coolly outpassed Roger Staubach, hitting 3 long-distance scoring passes. With 11 seconds left in the first half, Ferragamo, clobbered hard as he threw, flashed a lightning strike to Ron Smith. 65,000 Cowboy fans sat silent as the Rams went wild. Part of Ray Malavasi's innovative game plan was a 7-back defensive alignment that had even the Cowboy computer stumped. Roger Staubach was completely befuddled, searching in vain for open receivers. When he did unload, there were no waiting white jerseys, only blue and gold. But with 2:16 remaining in the game, Dallas led 19-14.
Malavasi putting his fate in the hands of Vince Ferragamo, the young quarterback 50 yards away. The game on the line. Ferragamo back to pass. He throws. Roddy with a catch at the 25, the 20. Touchdown Rams! Touchdown Rams!
In the biggest single upset of the season, the Rams stunned the Cowboys and won a weekend in Tampa Bay for the championship. Of all the locker room celebrants, none was more effusive than Ray Malavasi.
I've been around football all my life. That's the best damn effort I've seen any team my whole career ever give.
For the 5th time in 6 years, the Rams appeared in the NFC Championship game. For the first time, they won it, inspired by the presence of Captain Jack Youngblood, playing in pain with his broken leg. A savage Ram defense turned in its 2nd straight jewel.
Left! Quit left!
Tough as they were on Ricky Bell and company, the defense was even stronger against the pass. Tampa Bay quarterbacks completed only 4 of 27 all day. In the Cinderella season of Tampa Bay, the Bucks stopped here, never crossing midfield until the second half. With defense taking center stage, the offense consisted of short passes to the setbacks and 2 tight ends, Terry Nelson and Charlie Young. In a game without touchdowns, 3 Frank Corral field goals were the difference in a 9-0 shutout that wasn't as close as the score would indicate. On the threshold for most of the 70s, the Rams had pulled together to reach the goal that had eluded them. Tampa Bay's dream was over. The Rams had just begun.
The Rams now having trouble containing their emotion. The Rams are on their way to Pasadena. The Rams are in the Super Bowl, and they're heading back to California as NFC champions.
For General Manager Don Kosterman, who had been through it all, 7 years of frustration was over. The tantalizing target of a Super Bowl was now a reality.
I told you last week, Pasadena, bring the rules. We're going to be wonderful hosts. I'm happy for the
know, not only myself, but all the other players. We've been through hell this year. We really have. And we all stuck together.
Remember, we got one more to get.
Yeah,
We got one more to get. Let's go get Pittsburgh's ass.
Playing in Pasadena, virtually their own backyard, the Rams' first Super Bowl appearance was truly a super accomplishment for owner Georgia Rosenblum. It's axiomatic you can't run on Pittsburgh, but the Rams ran all afternoon. No one stops the Steelers' great ground game, but Pittsburgh was held to 84 meager yards. Vince Ferragamo showed exceptional poise as the Rams rolled up over 300 yards against the Steel Curtain defense. But in the end, the Bradshaw arm was the magic charm. In a game where the lead changed hands 6 times, the Rams lost, but were not outplayed. They won the hearts of millions and the respect of an entire nation with their impressive performance in a Super Bowl that was the most exciting and well-played of them all. They had gone to the wire with one of football's finest teams ever. Next year in their new home in Anaheim, a new era will dawn. With their legion of injured returned to health, the Rams will be aiming at an 8th consecutive division title and a second chance at the Super Bowl as well.